Today on People Now, Grace Under Pressure, how Meghan Markle is coping with family drama, trusting friends, and the challenges of life in the royal spotlight.
The new cast of Dancing with the Stars has been announced. We have the rundown.
They sought each other out, fought for it.
Chris Harrison weighs in on the surprises and love connections from last night's Bachelor in Paradise finale.
How Ben Affleck is navigating his specialized rehab program.
Plus, actress, host, and one of our all-around favorite people, Jane Lynch, is here with details about her new shows and music tour.
It's live today on People Now.
Happy Wednesday. Welcome to People Now. Guys, we've got a great show today. We have one of the funniest people in the world and in Hollywood here. Jane Lynch is here, everybody.
I love her.
Yes.
She's here live telling us about what she has going on. So in honor of her, we want to know what your favorite Jane Lynch project is. Is it the beloved Glee? Maybe it's Hollywood Game Night, Best in Show.
This is a
what
tough
about
one.
The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Yes, she had the guest starring role in that.
So vote in our People poll or just tweet us your answer with the hashtag People Now.
All right, we'll get to your answers in a bit, but for now, here's what you need to know and what's trending for today. Just 4 months after marrying Prince Harry, Meghan Markle took a solo trip and flew commercial, guys, to visit her BFF Jessica Mulroney in her old home city of Toronto. You know she loves her. She flew commercial. In this week's People Cover story, a source tells People that Meghan has actually lost touch with some of her close friends from before her life as a royal. Meghan has maintained a small group of friends that she keeps on speed dial, but the source says the road to royalty has been tough on the new Duchess of Sussex, and even that she's, quote, finding it hard to know who to trust. Now, behind the scenes, Meghan's also struggling to contain her family drama, including her father, Thomas Markle's explosive interviews about his strained relationship with her and the royal family. Now, a source says it's been very wearing on her to have her private life made public in that way, but the newlyweds have found some solace spending time with Harry's dad, Prince Charles, who hosted them at his castle in Scotland this summer. Sounds dreamy and amazing. Meghan is also focusing on her charity work and her first major international tour down under alongside Harry next month, which royal biographer Ingrid Seward says will be her chance to shine and, quote, her biggest part yet. For more on the Duchess of Sussex's new royal life, pick up a copy of this week's issue of People on newsstands Friday. Well, guys, the wife of the man who kidnapped Elizabeth Smart from her bedroom 16 years ago will be released from custody on September 19th after more than a decade behind bars. The move reverses a previous denial of Wanda Barzzi's parole back in July. Utah parole officials say the decision comes after, quote, further review and advice from legal counsel that showed they must credit Barzzi's time in federal prison toward her current term in state custody on top of time she had already served in jail and a state hospital. In a statement, Smart reportedly said she was both surprised and disappointed by news of Barzzi's release, going on to add that she's, quote, trying to understand a little more about what is going on and what happened in the days leading to that deal. More details about that. Meanwhile, now Smart, who is now 30, has turned her tragedy into triumph, becoming an author, TV correspondent, motivational speaker, a philanthropist, and victims' rights advocate. She's also expecting her third child with her husband, Matthew Gilmore. More details on this really compelling story on people.com. All the latest developments there. Now on to this. Get those dancing shoes on. Watch this clip. Get the shoes on or just get comfy on the couch. That's how I like to enjoy this. Dancing with the Stars is back. Good Morning America revealed the season 27 cast this morning. It's a plethora of stars from radio DJs to social media sensations, starting with the one and only Bobby Bones, the on-air radio personality who seems to be friends with everyone in country music. He's teaming up with Shauna, so I'm sure there'll be a square dance or two somewhere in there. It only makes sense. Moving on to DeMarcus Ware, a former NFL linebacker and defensive end for the Dallas Cowboys. He's teaming up with Lindsay Arnold. Next up, 17-year-old Disney Channel star Milo Manheim is the youngest celeb to compete. He'll be dancing with Whitney Carson. Danielle Umstead, 46-year-old American alpine skier and Paralympian who competed in the 2018 Winter Paralympics earlier this year, is partnered with Artem. And also hitting the ballroom is Dukes of Hazzard star John Schneider. He's teaming up with pro Emma Slater. It's not Dancing with the Stars, though, without a serious, nostalgic throwback. Facts of Life star Nancy McKeon, who played Jo on the 80s sitcom, will be dancing with Val. Another athlete, retired gymnast Mary Lou Retton, who was the first U.S. woman to win the individual all-around Olympic gold medal, is partnered with pro Sasha. Now, singer-songwriter Tina Ashe is also getting her dance on. with the new pro, Brandon. We're excited to see how they work the whole thing out. He's new to it. She's new as well. Next up, Juan Pablo de Pache, best known for his role on Netflix's Fuller House, partnering up with Cheryl. Now, comedian Nikki Glazer will be bringing home some laughs to the ballroom. She'll be dancing with the pro Gleb, and you've got to have a social media star somewhere in the mix. Instagram model and influencer Alexis Ren will be dancing with Alan. But not least, but certainly last here, Grocery Store Joe. We love him. We know him. The Bachelorette star, Bachelor in Paradise star, is going to be teaming up with pro Jenna Johnson. According to one recognizable and super honest Bachelor Nation host, he might not have the moves to go quite all the way. Joe on Dancing with the Stars, how do we think he's going to do?
Oh, he's going to be terrible. Yeah,
but he's just so endearing that we'll still love him.
Because look, it's a little bit like the Emmys. It's a popularity contest, right? And so he is lovable, likable. He's going to give it his all. He'll put it all out there, and he'll be terrible in a good way. And, you know, like, these guys aren't meant to be great dancers. He can't dance. He admitted to me, I cannot dance. I've never danced. I'm like, perfect. You're going to be amazing.
It is perfect. And he'll be so endearing that people will rally around.
Will he win? No. But if I'm in Vegas, I'm going to say probably Final 4 or 5.
Yeah,
okay.
I can see that. You heard it here first. At least he's honest about the whole thing, right?
Hey, personality-wise, I think Joe's going to take it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great.
He is great. He's got the fan base. We couldn't let Chris Harrison go, though, without talking a little Bachelor in Paradise. The season finale aired Tuesday. There were lots of makeups, breakups, pretty much everything in between. Chris broke down the most surprising couples this season. Watch.
Well, I mean, Goose, you know, and Crystal, because they were villains on their shows, both equal villains and very much disliked. And they really came on for the same reason, which was not really to find love, but more of redemption. Because that's what Paradise is about as well, is the relationships, but also come back and kind of redeem yourself for maybe how you acted during Bachelor or Bachelorette. And for them to find each other is really ironic, and it's kind of beautiful. And maybe Jordan and Jenna and the fact that how they've battled and possibly made it through to the end is pretty compelling as well.
And now that Kendall and Joe are officially back together, we had to ask, will they go all the way?
I hope so. You don't know. I mean, I love that they took it outside Bachelor Paradise, took it to the real world, and fought for it. And that speaks volumes to me. You know, again, it's easy for people to sit on their, you know, Twitter and say, oh, there's no way, it's fake. But the fact that they sought each other out, fought for it, and have traveled and done all the work, that's important. And that's in any relationship.
Everything about Joe and his storyline has redeemed my faith in the show and the series.
Yeah, well, also, don't count out Kendall. She's a sweetheart. Remember, she's the taxidermist.
Yeah.
So she's very surprising as well.
They're great together. All right, you've got more for us in Star Treks.
Yes, we are kicking off Star Treks with a special cooking lesson from one of our favorite moms.
Except I was never very good at math. Oops. Don't show the principal I did that, okay? We're all cool here. Good. Totally washed my hands and everything.
Anna Faris surprised Monte Vista Street Elementary School for a lesson in cooking, and she spoke about how she uses food as a way to bond with her son. Take a look.
I think it's so valuable when we're all so busy now to have those important family moments. And I know for me, personally, it's been a challenge to figure out what activities I can do on a daily basis with Jack, my son, who's 6 now, that will be meaningful to him. And so, you know, sometimes I'll be like, will you fold these socks? And I'll be like, no. But cooking he loves, and we've been doing that since he was really little. And I think it's also a great way for him to try new food. He'll actually try new foods if we put, you know, the basmati rice with curry, he'll try curry. But I call it butter chicken, you know.
All this food talk's getting me hungry. And with the Emmys coming up and her hit show Mom heading into its 6th season, will we be seeing Anna on the carpet next Monday? Here's what she said.
For me, unless Allison invites me to be her date, which I would love to wear like flats and a tuxedo and have her wear massive heels. We would walk down the red carpet together. But no, I think it's gonna be, you know, popcorn and maybe chili, now that I know how to cook it.
Katharine McPhee and David Foster are in love, and they don't care who knows it. The couple have been happily celebrating their engagement after quietly dating for over a year. Their 34-year age gap has been a hot topic of conversation, but the two are much more focused on their future. Katharine saying, "It doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but it does to us, and we are a real couple." Although their romantic relationship is fairly new, the pair have been in each other's lives for over a decade. David was a mentor to Katharine on American Idol and even produced her first song. He says he always felt a connection to the star, explaining, "We just understand each other." Katharine says she never would have imagined this, adding, "He has things to learn from me, and I have a lot of things to learn from him, so I think we have a nice yin and yang." And Andrea Boehlke agrees. Last week at an Italian charity event, the singer told Foster that he told him years ago that McPhee was the one, to which Foster agreed, saying, "You were right. Hey, Andrea knows best." So does Andrea. Any pronunciation of that name knows best. Those are your Star Tracks for today.
I've always known that. Guys, coming up, we're talking to the cast of the new Queen biopic Bohemian Rhapsody. They're revealing what it took to get into character to play the iconic band. Plus, we are live with actress Jane Lynch. Going to be talking about her latest comedy project and so much more. That is coming up in just a bit.
But first, we are moving on to this. Since checking into rehab for alcohol addiction on August 22nd, Ben Affleck has been leaving the residential facility during the day to work out at his house, even stopping for a haircut and returning at night.
Now, while this may seem unconventional, a source tells people everyone's journey with addiction is different. He has a specialized program that includes meetings, working out, reading, therapy. They say it's a good mix of mental and physical work.
But it hasn't just been his trainer stopping by his Pacific Palisades home. 22-year-old Playboy model Shauna Sexton, who he spent time with in the days before entering rehab, has also been spotted visiting. A source tells people Ben and Shauna met about a month ago. They're just getting to know each other.
But Shauna wants to make it clear that just because they went on a few dates doesn't mean she's his babysitter. She clapped back at an Instagram commenter who suggested she's the reason Ben was, quote, thrown in rehab. She responded saying this. She said, "Never drank around or with him, for the record." And she added, quote, "Ben is a grown-ass man, baby. He makes his own decisions. Blaming a 22-year-old for someone's third time in rehab is just ridiculous. He is human. I am human." That's her quote.
You know what? I stand by that. It's not her fault.
She's standing up for herself. There you go.
All right, guys, I am very excited for this. Take a look.
No one will play us on the radio.
We need to get experimental.
Do it again. One more.
How many more Galileos do you want?
Roger, there's only room in this band for one hysterical queen.
It's true, folks. A movie about Queen is coming out in real life, and it's not just fantasy. The film, titled Bohemian Rhapsody, gives a look into the journey and music of the band and their legendary lead singer, the late Freddie Mercury.
Actor Rami Malek is starring as Freddie, and people just sat down with the cast where Malek broke down how he felt when he was first offered that iconic role.
There was no hesitation at all. It was all in. It was just after that where I think the weight of it all hit. I felt the only way to not fall and have the pitfall of making it such a pressure-filled situation was to dive in wholeheartedly into all things Freddie and go to London, take some piano lessons, singing lessons, do some movement coaching, and give it all I had.
Of course, taking on the role as Freddie Mercury means one serious wardrobe. Here's what Malek said about his favorite look from the movie.
Harlequin, come on.
Yeah,
Harlequin's pretty great, yeah. But I do like kind of the white jean denim 80s look as well. That's sexy.
Yeah, it's a look. It didn't stop with just the costumes, though. Joe Mazzello, who plays John Deacon in the movie, had a lot to say about a few head and facial hair styles that really brought the cast into character.
They gave me a perm. That was great.
loved it.
That was really fun. Once I got over the embarrassment of that, then it looked amazing on camera. I just remember also just seeing these guys. I mean, like, I've known Rami for 11 years. When he put on that mustache, he put on teeth, it was just like, this is insane. Like, it really gave me chills what we were doing. And then this guy over here sounds exactly like Brian May. It was wild when he put on that wig. Yeah. It was like audible. I was like, oh my goodness, like, we're actually doing this. It was wild.
Well, here we are. Guys, the one and only Jane Lynch has joined us live in studio. Welcome.
Hey, thank Thanks for
We're just
having
talking about that Bohemian Rhapsody thing. Looks
Rhapsody,
amazing,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll be watching.
Oh, you betcha. I mean, I grew up in that era.
Yeah.
He's my man, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, it looks amazing. So before we get into anything else, we've been checking out your Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Your dog lost, what, 40 pounds?
Yeah,
Which is crazy.
yeah, it
and
is
the
crazy.
videos are incredible. How did he shed the weight? What's
Well,
that process been like?
He's hypothyroid, so we just put him on medication.
Look, there's
Look
the-
at him, poor guy. He was abandoned in a field. He was like face down in a field, and they didn't even know what kind of an animal he was. Look at the poor
Wait,
boy.
that's how he was discovered?
Yeah.
Face down in the field because he could barely walk properly.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, so
Somebody
big.
dumped him there.
So how is he doing now?
He's,
he looks
oh
he's
my gosh,
great.
he's fantastic. Look at him. He's so happy. He's the funniest, goofiest guy. We named him Arbuckle after the actor Fatty Arbuckle. And
makes
he's
sense.
still a little heavy, but he's in such great shape. He's so happy. He's clumsy, and he's just a wonderful, loving dog.
Yeah. Good for you for taking that on.
Oh, we
look-
love him. We have 4 dogs now.
Oh my goodness. Or he's the biggest? I would
Oh,
assume?
he is
Okay.
the biggest.
Hey, but he's slimming down now.
He's slimming down.
Okay,
He's on his way.
Jeremy?
The rest of
Jeez.
them are in better shape.
Let's talk about this. A million projects going on for you. Let's start with the one you're doing with Kate Flannery.
Yes.
You guys are doing this 2-week stint at the Carlisle here in New York City. That's exciting. What can people expect from that show?
Well, Kate and I have been singing together since like the late 1980s, and we've compiled a bunch of songs. We've been on the road together for like the last 5 years, and we do a cabaret show at Cafe Carlisle, and we do things from like the late 50s, early 60s, and then all the way to at the end of the show, we're going to do a little Anaconda. So,
Oh, yeah?
Nicki Minaj, and of course,
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, serious.
So good.
Yeah, Kate is unpredictable and kind of the wild card in the whole thing. I'm much more precise. I map the whole thing out, and then she goes in there and blows it up.
Okay.
So hence is our chemistry together.
That's
Oh, man.
amazing.
It's so much fun. Cafe Carlisle. Please come see it. We're enjoying our.
And just post all the Anaconda-related
Yes.
pictures.
Oh,
mainly, and
absolutely,
videos.
yes.
Okay.
You have a Christmas album coming out, and
We
your
do.
tour kicks off November 17th.
Oh, thank you.
Are
Gosh, you do your homework. I love it.
Are you a big Christmas fan? Is there a
Yes.
tradition that is
Yes.
your favorite?
Yeah, when we were kids, we used to burn this pine log. It was a little mini log cabin, and we burned pine in it. And as soon as you smelled that, that was Christmas. And we had 4, there, look at that. We had 4 or 5 Christmas albums that we played all the time. Our album is called A Swingin' Little Christmas. And it's been out for 3 years, actually, but last year it went to number 8 on Billboard. And so we've got a huge-ass tour. Oh, can I say that?
It's late.
you can.
I'm good.
Yeah.
That we start November 17th, and we're actually doing the tour bus, the whole deal. We're going all over the country.
All right, now this has nothing to do with your music. I just, from a pessimistic viewpoint, because
Give
of
it
the
a
way
minute.
things go with all the marketing, is it
Yeah.
ever too early to start celebrating the holidays?
No,
Like-
I guess it isn't. For
Yeah.
me, it is.
Okay.
It can be too
Like,
early.
what's your marker?
Oh, after
I mean, you got to get
Thanksgiving.
past Thanksgiving.
Because
No, I think you have to get past
you know what?
Thanksgiving,
I get, and I think this happens to everybody. You get too saturated, and then when it comes, it's anticlimactic, and everybody's depressed. And I think let it build up a little bit.
Yeah, so you can at least coast through January and still
Exactly.
kind of live in it.
And yet, I'm doing a concert tour starting November 7th.
Yeah.
So don't listen to a word I just said.
Fine.
yeah, no, the music's the exception to that rule.
That's
obviously.
yeah, it's a different thing. Yeah.
You have a lot going on. You were recently nominated for an Emmy for your
2.
role yeah, for 2.
That's
but,
okay.
But
All right.
First,
Oh, you were
we'll
gonna
talk
bring
about the
that
other
up.
one.
Okay,
First, I was going to
start.
talk about Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which
Yes.
was nominated for an Emmy.
Yes.
Amazing role. You get to work with Rachel Brosnahan.
I
It's
know.
incredible. What's your favorite memory about working closely with her?
Well, she's just so bright and light and so grounded, and she's like a translucent person. You know, when someone like it's like I heard someone say this about Meryl Streep. It looks like she swallowed a light bulb. It's, yeah, look at her, isn't she? Just
No, I
gorgeous?
agree with
And
you. Watching.
one of the nicest people. Alex Borstein too. I worked with her a lot in these last 2 episodes.
I am lucky enough to be on the couch with 2 people who have been on the Marvelous.
Yeah, I know. I know. I saw it. I
Episode
heard
3
about
of season.
Hey, I had a very important line, right?
It's a
We're
lot.
34.
Yeah,
So-
and you were
right?
dismissed, right?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's announced you're going to be back for season 2. Where do you personally, where would you love to see the character go?
Well, I'm not going to tell you anything that happens,
That
but
you
I think
know,
I'm
right.
coming back,
Okay.
even after the 2nd season. But I exact my revenge on Mrs. Maisel for kind of humiliating me publicly, and I kind of put her and Alex Borstein, her manager's character, between a rock and a hard place, and they can't help but they have to do something for me.
This whole part just seems so perfect for you.
I love
Yeah.
It seems like you do.
Yeah, I get to wear a fat suit, and I get to do, be a stand-up comic, a housewife from Queens, and then I become this erudite, smug, self-satisfied kind of egomaniac, diva actress.
On one of the hottest shows out there
Yeah, I
right
I know,
now.
crazy, right?
Okay,
Yeah, that's
so
great.
we want to get to this. So
Yes.
as we were talking, Kate Flannery at the Carlisle,
Yeah.
she's best known for her role in The Office.
Right.
Now you also were in 40-Year-Old Virgin with Steve Carell was on The
Yep.
Office. So we're gonna play a little trivia game about that series.
Okay.
Are you ready? I know you've watched The Office.
And you're the
Yeah,
Hollywood
oh,
game night. You like games. You're a game,
I'm a
woman of
games
games.
person.
Okay,
Yes.
here we go. So the name of Kate's character on The Office. We're starting.
Meredith.
Meredith. Ding ding ding.
Nice,
So far so
okay.
good.
Steve Carell's character, what was the name?
Michael Scott.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding.
John Krasinski played this lovable character. Part 1
What was his name?
rhymes with
What?
Bim.
Jim.
And he started dating the character
Rhymes with
Ham.
Pam.
Pam, that's right! Wow, you're nailing this.
Now, Jim is known for playing pranks on Dwight throughout the series. So
Right.
what prank did he pull in the pilot episode?
Oh, I don't know.
Here's a hint. It has to do
Okay.
with Jell-O.
He Jello?
Yeah.
Give me a little more.
It has to do with a stapler as well.
He made him staple Jello. I don't
He
know.
put his stapler in Jell-O. Absolutely right.
I remember
All
that.
right, I think we're at the end. Pam was famously banned from this restaurant because she got too drunk at the Dundee Awards.
TGIF?
Close.
No.
Is it? Oh God.
So close.
Steve says it all the time.
Yeah.
We're going to
Baby
one
back
word.
ribs, then the baby back,
Back rib-
baby back ribs.
Tell me the Chili's.
Chili's, baby back ribs. All right.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Pretty
I just
good,
wanted to say
Jerry.
that's the only
This
reason
is
I
why I host game nights.
All right, well, before you go, we've been asking our followers what their favorite project of yours is. So we're going to take a look at the poll. You've done a lot of amazing projects over the year. So we've been polling people, their favorite, Glee.
Glee.
Are you surprised by that?
Yeah,
It's
no,
iconic.
it was a phenomenon, you
Yeah.
know, and it lives on, which is great.
I voted for Best in Show.
Oh, good.
I love
thank
all
you.
the Christopher Guest stuff.
Me too.
Anything ever on the docket again with him? What?
Well, not that I know of, but every once in a while, you know, you wait for the phone to ring.
Yeah.
And it was 10 years in between the last 2 movies, so we'll see what happens. So I hope.
Shout out Hollywood Game Night, your other Emmy,
course.
too.
That's
right, yeah.
Congrats on everything.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. Did the yeah. All right. Well, I guess we're out of time. I just could talk to you all day about all that, guys. Be sure to get your tickets to see Jane and Kate at the Carlisle in New York until September 22nd. Look for the music. Look for the concert. Watch Hollywood Game Night and Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Why not?
She's everywhere. Coming up tomorrow, we're bringing you the best moments from the Dancing with the Stars season 27 cast reveal red carpet.
Plus, more from Peter Murgatroyd as she fills us in on her first major film, Faith, Hope, and Love. You don't want to miss it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.